Well, Chris Popper joined here by Coach Mark Shields for our weekly coaches show. And Coach, well, first of all, we got to say this is sponsored by Allen Insurance, who same great people, different name. They're taking over from LS Robinson, and you have, of course, your lovely wife works there as well. So, um, Coach, a lot happening this week. You had the exhibition game down in Dexter last Saturday. If you would talk to us briefly about that.
Yep. So we went down to Dexter's Saturday for our exhibition game, and that game, the way that's organized is you would play your so-called, varsity the first half. Then you'd play your JVs like the third quarter, and then the fourth quarter you'd have a lot of your younger kids in. So I thought we had a nice showing. I was really pleased defensively. We held them to 6 points, and
Wow.
the one touchdown they had was they had run some crossing routes, and they were able to hit a guy across the middle, and so it was a longer play for them, and they scored. But overall, we were pretty solid defensively. I mean, definitely there's definitely room for improvement as well, and we're hoping we improve this week. Offensively, I thought we played well. We had a few mistakes. We had a holding penalty on one of our big plays. Just some miscues here and there. But overall, I thought for the second week, the second game, I thought our offense looked good. And we didn't do a lot of special teams. We didn't do kickoff or kick return. We just put the ball at the 30-yard line on offense, and the offense would take it from there. And we did punts, but they were not live, so they were dead, and you had someone back and fair catching it, but you did have to, snap it back there to your punter and execute that part. So that was good. I thought overall we did well. I was really happy with our younger groups, our JV and our third group. Defensively, once again, they held them to 0 points in the second half. Did a really nice job, and we had some good things happen on offense as well. So it was a good showing for us, considering last year we played Dexter, and they pretty much annihilated our varsity, ran all over us. They were more physical than us, and I thought against Dexter this time we might have been a little more physical than them. So overall, we had some good takeaways, great learning experience, and now we get ready for the Falcons of Mountain Valley.
So, we talk and we've talked, I think, God knows how long we've done this, but football is, a series of patterns and everybody gets into routines. So you've got the game that's now switched from 7 o'clock starts to 6 o'clock starts. MDI is going to go with 6 p.m. starts for all home games, with the exception of Waterville, which will stay the traditional 7 o'clock time. And that's probably good, given the fact that everybody's going to travel so far to get down to the island. And it gets us home tucked into bed an hour earlier. And at our age, that's a good thing. But what does that do to routines, or is it early enough in the season that you're creating routines?
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's going to affect us that much. I was actually just doing the schedule, starting the schedule this morning for tomorrow night, which will be Friday, when I want the guys to report. And for our pregame, we bring the kids in. So we normally bring them in at 4:30. We'll bring them in at 3:30, an hour earlier. We usually do walkthroughs with our offense and defense out on the field, and then we'll bring them back in, and we will show them some video. Coach Arnold usually has a nice pump up video for the guys to watch, and then they'll get suited up, and then we'll once again, it's all scripted at a certain time. We'll meet outside, and we'll go over all our teams, all our special teams, make sure we have all guys on the field, know where they're supposed to be. We'll go over, our offenses and defenses and that sort of stuff. And then we have what we call it, what's called first wave and second wave. So our first wave will head to the field. at a certain time, and those are our special teams kids. So they head down, and then about 10 minutes later, the second wave will head down to the field, and that's our non-special teams guys. And then we'll do our team warm up. Excuse me, team warm up, and then we'll go about our business. We'll do our breakdowns with our offenses and defenses, our individual groups, and then we'll have our team groups, and then we'll bring it back to the high school, into the locker room, and then I give my little hoorah speech, and then we head back to the field, getting ready for introduction. So it really doesn't affect us, especially for a lot of the guys that haven't been with us before. As long as they know, when and where they need to be, then they're going to be in good shape.
Getting everyone, kids don't have school tomorrow, correct? It's just teachers, or do they have school tomorrow?
Yeah, we have school
on
tomorrow.
Friday. Okay.
Yep.
So if everybody needs to be back at 3:30, what does that do in terms of having people have to get home and then get back and things like that?
Yeah, so typically the younger guys who don't have their licenses will just stay here. School gets out at 2:15, so they'll just kind of chill and hang out, and sometimes they'll get a football and they might throw it around out front and
Right.
sort of relax. Some of the older guys who have their licenses might run up to a store and grab a bite to eat, or maybe they even will run home to get whatever they need, or something light to eat, and then they'll all report back to the high school by that.
But it's really important, and I'm sure you're talking today for kids to make sure that they're bringing a good, like a pre-meal. I mean, because with that 6 o'clock start, that normally supper time, and depending upon if they're first lunch, second lunch, I mean, they could have eaten lunch around 11 o'clock, and it's important that they have fuel for the body, so that way come 7 o'clock it's not like and run out of energy.
Yeah, they'd have energy like you and I have, Chris. None.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely talk to them a lot about diet and hydration, and I'll talk to them about that today being Thursday. And yeah, you're absolutely right. So we don't want the kids having lunch around 11 or 12, and then they don't eat again, and then the game. Typically high school football games are 2 to 2.5 hours, so you're talking 8 or 8:30
Right.
by the end of the fourth quarter. And if you haven't eaten since 11 or 12, there's probably nothing in the tank for energy. So you're right. They want to, excuse me, they want to have, I talk to the kids about, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something a little bit lighter, but something that's more of a carbohydrate, complex carbohydrate, even fruit, anything like that, something that's healthier for them, but something that's going to give them a little more energy as the game progresses.
Yeah, I'm hoping Bunky has, like the steak dinner in the press box, so that way I have enough energy to keep going through the fourth quarter. Yeah,
I think I heard surf and turf
yeah.
so you're good.
Dream on, dream on, Popper, right? Dream on.
Maybe
Yeah, right. Hot dog. Well, speaking of that, if you are coming to the game Friday night, the snack shack will not be open. So make sure you hydrate and bring a snack as well, so that way you're able to cheer. And let's talk about fans in the stands. I mean, that's an important thing. I mean, we've seen the difference, and I don't know if the band's going to be there tomorrow night. Taping this on Thursday, but having that crowd there really is, we used to talk about it being the 12th man on the field. Now it's the 9th man, and that really makes a difference, having that home field advantage.
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. And the kids feel that energy. There's nothing like, after I give them the pregame speech and we're walking out to the field, and you can hear the band in the background, and that's when it really feels like Friday Night Lights. It
Right.
feels like football season. And I'm thinking probably the band won't be ready to go this game. Maybe I'm hoping a week from Friday for our second game. They'll be ready to go. I know, and probably in 3 days of school, they were not able to get organized for this game. But yeah, if we can get as many people out there as possible, cheering the kids on, a big crowd, they feel that, they feed off it. it's really a lot of fun when we have a big crowd out there, and we're hoping that we play well and give them something to fun to see.
What do you know about Mountain Valley? I mean, I know you've watched tape and things of that sort, but there's not probably a lot of tape, with the first game of the season.
Right. So this is the first time MDI in school history, I believe, has ever played Mountain Valley. Mountain Valley, a lot of people are like, where's Mountain Valley? It's Rumford, the Rumford, Mexico area.
So that's from Rumford, that's going to be close to a 4 hour, but 3.5, good 4 hour bus ride to Bar Harbor.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty close to when we went to Spruce Mountain, our opener last year.
Yeah.
It might be even a little bit further, believe it or not. So they went undefeated in the regular season last year. They ended up losing in the semifinal, I believe, to Old Orchard Beach. And so they're good. I mean,
Yeah.
Mountain Valley is historically a mill town, hard-nosed kids, blue-collar kids, tough kids, and they have a lot of gold balls in their trophy cases.
Right.
So they're going to come down here and they're going to play hard. They're super athletic. They have really fast backs. And if you're not a disciplined defense, we're going to be in big trouble because they do a lot of misdirection with their backs. They'll have three guys back there and they all kind of take off in different directions, and somebody has the ball and somebody doesn't. So if you are not, I tell the defense, if you're not reading your keys and you're just reading the backs in the backfield, then it's going to be a long night for the Trojans. So I'm hoping that the guys just, defensively are disciplined, and then, offensively, we got to put points on the board because this team, they're going to be hard to stop, so right. Offensively, we need to score, and then hopefully special teams, we don't give up any big plays, but they're a tough opponent right out of the gate. They're going to be, one of the top teams in our league.
You talk about special teams. I mean, it's really important when you're playing 8-man football that you stay in your lane if you're on kickoff returns.
Yeah, so you and I have been doing this a long time, and we've given up some big kickoffs over the years that have hurt us in games. And we work hard on that stuff. We right from day one in preseason, our two-a-days, our morning practices, our conditioning and special teams. Nick Grant does a great job. He's my assistant coach. He does the special teams. So he's worked hard on, you're right, the kids on the kickoff team running their lanes. And, the thing about special teams is they are momentum changing plays. They're game changing plays, right? So we talk to the kids all the time. Special teams are probably more important than offense and defense because, you drive the ball down, might take you 10 plays to score, and then you kick it off to their team and they bring it all the way back in one play. That's a game changer. So you're right. You see a lot of post-game interviews of coaches and that have lost. And a lot of times they'll say, well, it was special teams and turnovers that killed us tonight. So we have to win, on those two fronts. We have to do well on our special teams, and we have to protect the football to be able to beat a good team like this.
2 weeks into the season, I mean, we started back on August 14th, I think. Injury-wise, going into Friday night's game, how do you look?
Knocking on wood here. Probably should just knock right there.
Right.
Yeah, so right now we're in good shape. We don't have, that we have the ooey and owies, the tweaks here and tweaks there. But overall, we're a healthy football team, and we should suit up. We have 29 guys on our roster, and I think we'll suit up most of them. Yeah, we'll suit up most of them Friday night against Mountain Valley.
All right. Anything you want to say to the island here? And I mean, you'd love to. We talked briefly, but you'd love to have a huge crowd there at Alumni Field for the first game of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a reminder, the game is at 6 p.m. I know that's a little different. Some people might show up at 7 and it's halftime. So if you do come, make sure you get there early. And yeah, if you can come out, I know this is a busy time of year for everyone, and it seemed like summer just arrived weather-wise. So if you're like, I want to do stuff, but if you can sneak up to the high school for a couple hours Friday night, I know the kids would truly appreciate it, and hopefully you can see a good product on the field.
And kids will wear their uniform jerseys tomorrow at school. It's a nice little tradition.
Yeah, that's definitely a high school tradition, and we have new uniforms this year, so the kids will be wearing their new greens, and hopefully they're looking good.
All right, Coach. Have a great day.
All right, you too, Chris. Thank you.